Kenny Atkinson continues to lose members of his coaching staff, and it could have major implications on the Cleveland Cavaliers as more names continue to move on from the Cavs bench to other NBA teams. Hey everybody, Billy BB back with you on Cavs Digest. Excited to talk Cavaliers basketball. Upsetting they're not playing, tough they're not playing. You feel like they should be hosting finals games. Instead, they are searching for changes and answers, some in their control, as we've broken down the second apron, trade ideas, every free agent signing, swap, sign-in trade that you can even imagine with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have put that in your head to think about. You have let us know to get it out of our heads as we've exchanged ideas all offseason, and the Cavaliers haven't done anything yet. There's still a ton of time in this offseason. The draft is happening. I mean, there's so much that could happen with this team, but the one thing happening right now is coaching changes. So we're going to jump into that. Who's leaving, who could be leaving, and the effects from those exits, and really how tough it's going to be to fill those seats, and what kind of trust we have as Cavs fans or people that follow the Cavaliers in Kenny Atkinson, because it felt like he put together this all-star group. Now it's kind of breaking apart. Before we do that, be sure to subscribe. Costs you nothing. You subscribe, you're in with us on the channel, and you're getting daily videos from myself or Matt on everything happening with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We appreciate everyone subscribing. We see it going up, up, up. We want it to go way up, a little bit faster, a little bit sharper. That'd be great. You can see my math skills right there, so feel free to be a part of that roller coaster climb with us by subscribing. And, of course, dropping down in the comments. You have the right to be heard here. We want to hear from you. You are part of this channel, so be sure to drop down into the comments. So we know that Jordan Ott was the one hired from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Phoenix Suns to be their next head coach. Very surprising to me because it seemed like Johnny Bryant, he was the one who it seemed like was going to get hired, right? Johnny Bryant on the far left there. The Cavs kind of stole him away from the Knicks. He had that Knicks Jazz experience, friends with Donovan Mitchell, whatever. But it just goes to show, we stole him from Tibbs' group to come to the Cavs, but it felt like he would get a job very quickly. It came down to him and Jordan and Ott getting that job with the Phoenix Suns, and it goes to Jordan Ott, who already made a statement today, getting a little aggressive, saying it has nothing to do with Michigan State. He's earned his job, so on and so forth. So Jordan Ott cooking as a member of the Phoenix Suns already as their head coach. But not long after Jordan Ott gets this job, surprisingly, again, we'll get back to Johnny Bryant in a couple minutes here, we learn from Chris Fedor that Jordan Ott will be taking DeMarre Carroll with him to join as an assistant with the Phoenix Suns, and he may not be the only one that he takes with him. Look, when we're talking about these names, when we're talking about these coaches on the bench, you may kind of say to yourself, what does it matter? We've got Kenny Atkinson. The guy, I mean, DeMarre Carroll's sitting second row, right? So you may say to yourself, what's the big deal? Not a big deal. I'm not worried about losing DeMarre Carroll. I completely respect that take. You have to allow me to kind of talk to you a little bit about what I think when they lose guys like DeMarre Carroll, like Jordan Ott, possibly still Johnny Bryant, which, again, if you keep watching, I will talk about Johnny Bryant towards the end of this video. I love DeMarre Carroll. I think it was great that he's been with Kenny Atkinson. Kenny Atkinson got him into coaching, gets him to Cleveland with him to coach with this group. And look, names like Jordan Ott, names like Johnny Bryant, names like DeMarre Carroll absolutely are just assistant coaches. They will be replaced. It's Kenny Atkinson's system. That is a great thing that you are keeping Kenny Atkinson, especially with the Knicks trying to poach head coaches. But these are player relationship-oriented coaches, right? So DeMarre Carroll, basically, I mean, really, 3 or 4 years removed of playing, a guy these guys know, a guy that can tell them about many different adventures in the NBA and living that life, and can talk about not just shooting percentages and form and teams, but how to interact with other players, how to manage your money, how to manage women. I mean, whatever career advice he can give to these guys, they're going to trust him as a guy that literally just got done with this kind of stuff. For Johnny Bryant, the Cavaliers got this guy to make sure that Donovan Mitchell signed an extension. They know he's comfortable with him. They know they like him. And if Bryant does leave, Mitchell signed his extension, and now, Bryant's going to leave. You got Mitchell to sign that extension because of that coach-player relationship. And I think about Atkinson, and the key here is, in 1 year, he wins Coach of the Year. All credit to him. You love that narrative. You love that idea. 1 year later, he could have to have a completely new coaching staff, a completely new bench. And the Cavaliers' former G League coach seems to be either locked in and staying, or he could go with Ott. We haven't heard more of those names outside of DeMarre Carroll yet, so we will wait and see on that. But Kenny Atkinson could lose a good chunk of his staff and a good chunk of the staff that he relies on heavily. It's clear that Ott and Bryant had a large role in the success this year of the coaching staff and the player development and whatnot, and that I thought DeMarre Carroll was set to move up. Second row, behind the bench, that's where like James Posey used to sit. Damon Jones used to sit there when he coached with the Cavs. I thought he would move up. Instead, it looks like he'll just go and sit next to Jordan Ott, probably, in Phoenix. So this is a major loss. Now, you do still have Johnny Bryant, I should say. You haven't lost Johnny Bryant yet. I think the Knicks had a plan to try and hire away a coach, and if worse came to worse, they would hire Johnny Bryant. So, and then certainly it's the hiring another coach situation has not gone well. So it looks like, in my opinion, I would predict that Johnny Bryant gets the Knicks head coaching job unless they really can get like a Jason Kidd, which I believe they were denied that opportunity to even interview him. They were probably asked about Atkinson, Ime Udoka. I mean, they went through it. I think they'll end up settling on a Johnny Bryant because they put themselves in that hole. Phoenix, I think, is happy with Jordan Ott. Seems well regarded within the league, right? So, as far as Jordan Ott goes, tough loss there. Tough loss if you lose Johnny Bryant, and I thought DeMarre Carroll was going to be given a great opportunity. And for me, largest thing I can hit on when you're still kind of wondering, I don't get it with the assistant coaches. Why is this going to be a major thing? Why is this going to be a big issue? Player relationships. Those are the guys that are getting the side conversations, right? These are the guys sitting down, showing them film, telling them stories about their career, telling them about, Jordan Ott had been with the Lakers, talking to them about what LeBron does, talking to them about what Anthony Davis does, what they've seen from other teams, what they see from the bench of them as players. So I think the player relationship aspect has major effects on this team. So to lose 3 guys that had major voices in this locker room and on this coaching staff could hurt the Cavaliers. Now, biggest question, do you trust Kenny Atkinson to recover, to get new names, to get guys in the building? I think that's key. I'll pan it to you now. Drop down in the comments. Who is the biggest loss for the Cavaliers? People don't know much about Jordan Ott, but he seems well regarded and seems like he got a big thing there. So maybe it's Jordan Ott. For DeMarre Carroll, we know him as a player. I felt like he was a player's coach. I felt like he was going to move up and do something great. That's my personal biggest loss. Maybe you agree. Maybe you don't. Johnny Bryant, when he leaves, is that connection with Mitchell a huge loss for the Cavaliers? You decide. You tell me. Drop down in the comments and be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.